Hey everybody, happy Hacker Monday. Um, so if you guys have been tuning in every Monday and every Friday, you guys would know that we have been doing, or I have been teaching chess. So today's Monday. Last Friday, we had a guest, and her name was Zaria. And so we pretty much just went over chess with her, and then me and her actually did play a game together. So yeah, if you guys missed that, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. And then if you missed any other videos or you want to rewatch them or whatever the case may be sure to check those out on the YouTube channel. Let me see what else. So yeah, we've just been playing chess and stuff like that. And I keep saying, y'all, if you guys want to play me, if you guys want to have one-on-one with me, if you guys want to anything, and just be sure to let me know. And we can definitely set that up. So yeah, today we're going to be going over coordinates. I want to emphasize the importance of the ranks and files. Once again, the files are the letters and then the ranks are the numbers. So D file, and then did I say that right? The files are the letters and the ranks are the numbers. I don't know if I said that already, but I'm just making sure that I said it right. So yeah, the A file to the H file, and then rank 1 through 8. So yeah, we're going to be going over that, and then we're going to run through capturing pieces as well. So like I said, if you guys have any questions, be sure to comment them or anything like that, and I will be sure to answer them. But let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys really quickly. Okay, so first, you guys can see that. Okay, so let me just go here. So like I said, the first thing that we're going to be going over is the coordinates. And I believe this is what I'm trying to get at, so hopefully this works right. Okay, so D5. I guess this is more or less for me, really, because, it's kind of fast. I believe it said D2. Oh, wait. Oh, it said D7. Okay, that's my bad. Okay, so I am not paying. Okay, B5. Sorry, I'm trying to talk while looking at this. It is confusing me. E6. Okay. So can I pause this? Because this, oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna do this really fast and then I'll talk through it. Okay. Okay, so as you guys seen, I thought it was gonna be a little bit slower and kind of talk through it more or less. But I guess I'll just explain pretty much what I was doing. So each square on the board has a first and last name. We did go over this in our first episode or our first video together or whatever. But like I said, I just want to emphasize the importance and show you guys kind of how it works. So each square on the chessboard has a first and a last name. With that being said, the letters are the first name and the numbers are the last name. Sorry, I had hiccups, y'all. But okay, so as you guys see, okay, even if you look right here to the right side of my screen, you guys can see D5, E5, or E1, A2, D7, B5, E1, E6, and then G8. So like I said, it's always the letter first and then followed by the number. And so like I said, the letters are the files and the numbers are the ranks. Yeah, so this is the A file, B file, C, D, E, all the way through, but those are the files. And then the ranks, rank 1, rank 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I kind of thought that was going to be slower. Because it was kind of testing me. And y'all don't look at that like, oh, she got A2 wrong. Like I was trying to still talk and pay attention or whatever. But so yeah, I'm gonna just do that one more time just so you guys can see. So okay, so it does have 3 different training modes. So I guess that we can go through that as well. So we went over coordinates. I'm gonna do that again just so that you guys can see. So there's coordinates, moves, as well as coordinates and moves combined. And then the colors obviously white and black. White, black, and then white or black. So let's see. We're gonna do we're gonna do each of them in each color. So we're gonna do coordinates in white, coordinates in black or white, coordinates, and then we're gonna move on to moves. So moves in white, moves in black, moves in white or black, and then coordinates and moves in white. Okay, like all the way through. So yeah, like I said, you guys, if you have any questions, just be sure to let me know. And then after we run through the what is this called? The notation, I guess. Then we'll go over into we'll move into capturing the pieces. But I will be talking through it again just to, make sure that you guys understand and everything like that. So like I said, we're going to run through the very beginning part again, which is the coordinates in white, just because I didn't really get just so that you guys can get a feel of what I'm doing. So the first one is G4 right there, F5. And remember, guys, it's always letter first, followed by the number. Um, and so it's kind of like a graph somewhat. Back in I'm saying back in high school. Back in high school, when you're in high school, if you're in high school, D4. I don't know what that just says, you run out of time, C7. Okay, so like I was saying though, in high school, okay. So okay, that was that. But like in school you have to match up the X and the Y axis. And so that's pretty, you can also think of it like that also. I just thought about that. You can think about it as the X and then the Y axis, just to kind of remember. And, X coordinate goes first, the letters go first, Y coordinate follows, numbers follow. I never actually thought about that until I said it out loud. So yeah, that's definitely another way that you can think of it. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and go into the coordinates in black. Okay, B5. Oh, it switched. Well, obviously, and that's another thing. I sure didn't see that. Dang, this is tough. I'm trying to talk to y'all while, looking at it. And then that's another thing too that we went over, D2, um, is I'm going so slow. The thing is with chess also, dang, I'm losing my train of thought. Y'all, this is crazy. Okay, cool. So, in chess, white starts on the second rank. Okay, and so then rank 1 through 4, that is the white side of the board, and then rank 5 through 8, that is black side of the board. So, and then the reason why it flipped, because okay, if you see it, at first we were playing on white, okay, but then it flipped because I changed it to black, and it flipped because we're now playing on white side of the board. And so, as you can see, the chessboard is a square with, equal amount of black and white squares, and that's 60. Also, y'all, I know at times I know that I can talk a little fast. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit because I'm realizing just listening to myself that I am talking a little fast. So I'm going to try to slow it down for y'all. But the chessboard is a square. It has 64 squares total, an equal number of white squares and an equal number of black squares. That is 32 black, 32 white for a total of 64. Dang, I'm trying to see where I was going with that. Dang. Okay. So it has a dang, where was I don't know. But yeah, so it flips because one way to tell if you're playing white or black, aside from, just saying, oh, I want to play white, because some people, and even myself, before I, knew about chess notation, I would kind of just place the white pieces anywhere. But according to rules of chess, white if you're playing white, A1 should be at the bottom of your square, or at the bottom of it should be on your left. Let me show y'all just what I'm talking about so y'all can see. Hold on, wait for it to flip. Okay, so right here, A1. Okay, so A1 should always be on your bottom left. And I'm gonna let the timer run just because I was trying to make a point so that you guys can understand where I was coming from. But yeah, so if you're playing white, A1 should always be at the bottom left. Okay. And that's because white starts on the second rank. And as you can see right here, this is the second rank. Okay. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as that goes. Yeah, I just want to, like I said, I'm trying to, show you guys the importance of the stuff that I'm teaching you guys, because that's one thing that I can say that I don't like as far as school goes is, especially in like math classes and stuff like that, they'll tell you like, oh, you need to know this for a test, but you're not necessarily understanding how it's going to benefit you in the long run. So I'm kind of just teaching you guys how it's going to benefit you, especially, or how it's going to benefit you pertaining to the game of chess. So yeah, just so that you know what side you're playing on, how to name the squares, different stuff like that. So now it's just gonna flip from white or black. G7, and I can already tell y'all, once it do start flipping, it's gonna take me a little bit longer to find it. H4. Just because, you know, you do, like I said, it is coordinates. Or it's not, it is coordinates, but it's technically not, if that makes sense. I don't know. We don't necessarily call it coordinates. It's obviously ranks and files, but you can think of it as coordinates, just B7, right? Yeah, just as a way to remember it easier. Um, but yeah, okay, so that was the coordinate. So now we're going to get into moves. Now, moves, once again, that's kind of, you know, just so that you can keep note of where you're moving when you're doing chess notation, which is the written, you know, on a sheet of paper or whatever the case may be. So let's see how, I wonder how they're going to have us do it. B to E4. So that would be, oh, I have to actually move it? I don't get that. B to E4. Hold on, I'm confused. What am I supposed to do? Because there's no like this. That's oh y'all. I did not see that bishop right there. Because okay, so y'all, okay, so I know what BE4 means, you know, bishop to E4. However, I did not see that bishop because I was only looking at the bottom. Because you know, I don't know. I just I didn't think to look up at the full board until the last second. Um, So let's start over. And then okay, so that's another thing. As in addition to chess notation, you do have, you know, E4, E5, H7, all of that, but each piece has its own abbreviation as well. So the queen is the capitalized Q, a king is a capitalized K, a bishop is a capitalized B, a knight is a N, if I'm correct, a rook is an R, and I'm pretty sure the last piece we have is a bishop. I mean, not bishop, a pawn, which is just e4. Like it'll be e4 to whatever place it's going, e4 to e5. It doesn't have a capitalized because it's, you know, not a power piece necessarily. Pawn, bishop, rook, knight. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I went over all of them. But yeah, you guys get the point. I was just trying to let y'all know. Okay, let's try this again. So queen to b1. Okay. Oh, b1. All right. So queen to a8. Why is it having the queen going only one way? Okay, cool. H3, a5. That clock. What did it say? C6. H8. And that's the thing too. Y'all have okay. You guys have to you know, for me it takes me a minute because I have to, you know, make sure that I'm looking at the correct square. Um and that's another thing with playing chess too. You want to make sure that you are moving the correct way. Because for me, I don't know, it's embarrassing. Because like, oh, you know, I'll be okay. I'm gonna move right here. They're like, that piece don't move like that. Like, yes, it does. But then I look and realize, like, okay, yeah, I, you know, went too far to the left or too far to the right or whatever the case may be. So you know, you have to make sure that you're following that path. So let's go ahead and do moves on the black side. Okay, into A3, and then as y'all seen, N is capitalized N is a knight, and that hold on, I'll tell you in a second. As y'all can see, where am I supposed to be moving this to? C3. Okay. As y'all can see, I am not the best when it comes to speaking. I mean, not see, I'm not the best when it comes to I can't talk and like, you know, look at stuff at the same time. Okay. See, yeah, that was that was tough. But dang, and I had a point too, and I was trying to keep it in my head. Uh dang, and I knew it was about the pieces too. Oh, the knight. So the reason why the knight is a capitalized N instead of a K is because the king is a capitalized K. So just to, you know, make sure that you remember which piece is which, knight is an N, king is a K. I'm gonna do this again because I know that I could do better, but I was trying to talk to y'all. That's another. I cannot talk and like focus. That probably did not make sense. I can't focus on something and then still try to communicate because my brain don't let me do that. But okay, so to B7, B7, also F6. If you guys remember, knights do move in 7 or L shapes. F5, where's F? Okay. Let's see. The king only moves. I didn't F8. The king only moves only moves one square at a time. A1. Oops, yeah, that was wrong. I didn't look. See, I'm telling you, you gotta pay attention. B1. Oops, tripping. Okay, anyway, but yeah. So the king only moves one square at a time. Um, yeah, I think that was pretty much all I was getting at. Oh, let me do this white and black, and then we're gonna move on, and then we're gonna be done with this section. And also, you guys, A1. So just in case you guys were wondering, the platform that I am using is chess.com. And so with that being said, if you guys do want to, do these drills by yourself, F4, if you guys do want to do these drills by yourself, you definitely can just set up a chess.com account. If you guys ever need help with that or anything like that, let me know. I definitely will be there to help. Or, we can set up, something or whatever, just so that you guys can have this, opportunity. Now, I know that you do have to pay for chess.com. Therefore, I'm not too sure on what all is included because the account that I'm using is a paid account. So I'm not sure on what all you would have access to without having to pay for it. But I do know that you guys can play me in chess without having to pay. So, like I said, y'all, if y'all want to play or, if you want to have one-on-one, want me to teach you one or anything, let me know. Matter of fact, let me check the comments because that's what I need to start doing more often. Sorry, y'all. But that's what I need to start doing more often is, checking to see if y'all are, commenting, which y'all are not. But but just in case y'all do. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna do coordinates and moves, and we're gonna start with white. Okay, so let's see. K to A5. Okay. G7. Hold on, let me move this because I can't see G7. G4. But yeah, C3. H7. Hold on, y'all. I'll y'all in a second. A5. Like I said, I cannot talk while trying to, focus on something. G3. I mean, I kind of can. As y'all see now, I'm getting better at it as time goes on, but it's tough for me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. G3. E4. G8. E6. F3. F3. Hold on, y'all. D6. E2. I'm tripping. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Sorry, I didn't even do my eyes like that. I was trying to think of, what else I was trying to say. What D6? D6, D7, D6. And also, I guess I can go into, after I finish this, I can go a little bit into how the pieces move again, just to, reiterate, because you guys might be a little confused, which is understandable. So C4, since I am going over, kind of the basics again, I'm just going to go ahead and go over the pieces really fast, and then we'll move into capturing pieces. So, the queen moves in straight. Dang, I'm not going to pull it up because that's just going to pretty much take up our time. So I'm going to go over really briefly. Yeah. But if you guys have questions, just leave them in the comments or whatever, and then I'll, go back over it. So the pawns move one square at a time. They can move two squares at a time, but only during their first move. After that, that's it. They only move one square at a time. They aren't able to go backwards. They can only move forwards, and they attack diagonally. So then the bishop, they move diagonally, attack diagonally, all of that. The rook moves vertically and horizontally, and they attack in the same way. The knight moves in 7 or L shape. So it's a total of three squares. And so let's see. They can go, first right, then up 2, or left, then down 2, however they want to move, but it has to be a total of 3 moves. Did I go over the queen? Queen goes horizontally, vertically, and diagonally. The king can go horizontally, vertically, diagonally as well, but it can only move one square at a time. And I think, ooh, sorry, I think that was it though. Um, as far as the pieces, I'm trying to remember, but I do believe that was it. So now, okay, so just so y'all know, these, well, not just so y'all know, but still, okay, so these are definitely videos. Meaning, it's gonna be someone walking us through. And so before we, oh, I need to make sure that I share my sound. Okay, so, yeah, there are videos, and there's gonna be someone talking us through, and then after that, we're gonna get into it, okay? So I guess I'll read his comment first. So each piece has a numeric value that can help you evaluate whether exchanging it makes sense. And that's what I was talking about, I believe, with Zaria, is that, when you are capturing a piece, you want to make sure that you're getting, in either more than you're exchanging it for or an equal amount. So once again, pawns are worth 1 point, knights are worth 3, bishops are worth 3 as well, rooks are worth 5, queens are worth 9, and kings are worth the entire game. So this tells you that trading a knight for a bishop is okay, but you wouldn't want to lose a queen and only get a rook. And, because a queen is worth 9, rook is worth 5. So, when evaluating possible trades, you should try to capture as much or more value. Let me make sure. When evaluating possible trades, you should try to capture as much or more value than your opponent does, unless you have a very good reason, like I just said. But okay.
Yes, you are constantly capturing pieces. In chess, you are constantly capturing pieces and making trades on the chessboard. But how do you know if you should capture or trade? Obviously, the queen is the most valuable piece, but what about the other pieces? Fortunately, there is an easy way to evaluate trades based on a numerical value for the pieces. Let's take a look. Each pawn is worth 1. You can think of this as $1 if it helps. The knights are worth 3, and the bishops are worth 3. So basically, the knights and bishops are the same, though in many positions, bishops are better, and in some positions, knights are better. Rooks are worth 5 points, and queens are worth 9. Well, what about the king? It's worth the whole game. Let's review that. Pawns are worth 1, knights are worth 3, bishops are also worth 3, rooks are worth 5, and the queen is worth 9. Let's take a look at a few positions and decide whether it is a good or bad idea to trade pieces. In this position, does white have any trades? Yes, white could trade a rook for a queen. Is this a good trade? Absolutely. This is a great trade for white. White gave up a 5-point piece, the rook, for a 9-point piece, the queen. White gained 4 points from that trade. In this position, white has the chance to trade a rook for a knight. Is this a good trade? White gives up a 5-point piece, capturing a 3-point piece. It's not such a good trade. White loses 2 points out of that trade. Let's take a look at one more position. In this position, white can play rook takes d8, trading a rook for a rook. Is this a good trade? An even trade isn't bad. And let's say the bishop recaptures, offering a bishop trade, and another even trade happens, bishop for bishop. After all of these trades, white did not win any material. Both sides traded 1 rook and 1 bishop each. Notice white was up a pawn before all these trades happened, so white's position is still pretty good. But was there a better way white could have handled this position? Let's take a look. When you have a chance to capture or trade pieces, remember to look at all of your options first. Was rook takes d8 white's only option to trade pieces? Look at white's bishop. White could have played bishop takes d8. White trades a bishop worth 3 points for a rook worth 5 points. Remember, it is usually a good idea to capture with your least valuable piece first. Let's say black recaptures with the rook. White now has the chance to trade rooks, 5 points for 5 points. Is this a good trade for white? You might think it's just even, but remember this idea. When you are ahead in material, it's good to trade pieces. When you are behind in material, You should avoid trades and keep the position complicated. Since white is up material, this is a good idea to trade rooks. White now has a much better endgame. White is up a rook for a bishop and has an extra pawn. Now that you've learned the value of the pieces, let's see if you can use these values to decide whether or not to trade pieces.
Okay. So that was the video, and now we're going to go ahead and get into the challenge. So, white to move. With white to move, there are several captures available. Can you find a capture that wins material for white? Okay, so let's see. Now, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and talk through these as well, just so that you guys can kind of see. So, if my bishop on h4 takes my opponent's queen on d8, that would be a good trade because, okay, they would still be able to capture me with their rook. However, bishops are worth 3, queens are worth 9. So I, in that case, get more points. So bishop to d8 is correct. Great job. White trades with bishop, 3 points for the queen, which is 9. Okay, next. Okay, so then there's 5 of these. So with white to move, can you find a way to win material? Can you find a way to win material? Okay, let's see. Immediately, I started looking at the knight. However, I don't think that it's using the knight. Okay, so the bishop, okay, that wouldn't be it. Not the bishop, the rook. I was looking at the rook moving to d7. So the rook is worth 5. The knight is worth 3, and so that wouldn't be even. Let's see here. The queen capturing the pawn, that's not even. For white to win material. Oh, okay, I see. So moving my bishop on g2 to a8 would be the right decision because even if they do capture my bishop, I still get more points. I get 2 extra points. So bishop to a8 is correct. You got it. White trades a bishop, which is 3 points, for black's rook, which is 5 points. All right, next, white's knight has 4 possible captures. Do any of these moves win material for white? So, okay, white's knight, which is right here on d5. Okay, so do they win material? Okay, let's see. So the knight is worth a total of 3 points. Now this rook right here is worth a total of 5. So I could come here and they still wouldn't get, many points. Nice work. White traded a knight, which is 3 points, for black's rook, which is 5 points. Okay, so white to move again. In this position, black has an annoying knight on d4. Can you find a way to eliminate this knight and gain material? Okay, so on d4, this is the knight right here. Okay, so let's see, and gain material. That's the important piece that you have to pay attention to. So with that being said, okay, if I'm gaining material, I don't want to take, okay, sorry, I had to look and see what I was going to say before I said it. So, okay, if I come with my rook on d2 and take the knight on d4, okay, rooks are worth 5, knights are worth 3. With this, dang, well, I didn't mean to do that yet, but okay. So, fantastic. It looks like white is losing material by trading a rook for black's knight, but white will be up material after the next capture. Okay. Am I tripping? Do I move again? Okay. Sorry, I didn't know. Okay, so great work. Right, white traded a rook, which is 5 points, for a knight and a bishop. 3 plus 3 equals 6. So technically I got 6 points while white got 5. Let me make sure I said that right. Okay, so next, white's knight on d4 is in trouble. Should white capture the pawn on b5, or is there a stronger defense for white? So white's knight on d4, which is right here. So it says, should I capture the pawn on b5, which is right here? Oh, no, dang it. I was just trying to show y'all. Okay, so, okay. So it's saying, should I Dang it. Okay, yeah. So should white capture the pawn on b5 or is there a stronger defense? Okay, so moving that pawn, is there a stronger defense? White's knight on d4. Okay, so I could move out of the way. Now, if I move right here, then this black pawn is still eligible to take me or capture me. Let me use the correct grammar. If I move right here, then black's pawn, or sorry, black's knight is eligible to capture me as well. Let's see. If I move right here, this pawn, let's see here. Oh, nope, that pawn. Let's see. Where can I move then? Let me see. Because, okay, if I move right here, then the pawn can take me. Or is there a stronger defense? Okay, first, let's run through the steps. We can run through CPR, capture, protect, and retreat. So first, I have to see where it's, or where / how it's in trouble. So, oh, because the rook. Okay, so now that I see that, it says okay, is there a stronger defense? Now, capture, protect, retreat. I'm trying to see, because okay, so capture wise, there is no piece that I can use to capture the rook right there. So then protect, let me see, how can I protect the piece? There's not necessarily any piece that I can put in front of my knight. Okay, I see where to move now. Okay, so then run. So I could come to C2. Oh, I didn't see the bishop. Okay, so then where am I supposed to go? Let me see. I'm gonna just do the solution. Let me see. Great defense. White protects the knight. Let me see. Hold on. So I was right here, right? D4. Okay, I was right here. What did I do? Hold on.
In
Oh,
chess,
forget
you
it. Okay. I thought it was gonna be okay. Well, yeah. So pretty much just run through your options, CPR, capture, protect, and then retreat. So we just went over the value. Now we're going to go over tactics and hanging pieces. And again, there is a
chess is
video. Oops. There is a video, so we're going to go ahead and, well, I'll read what he has to say, then we're going to watch the video, and then we're going to go into the challenges. So, tactics are the types of moves that you can use to gain an immediate advantage. One way to get an advantage is to capture hanging, also called free pieces. Watch out for which pieces are unprotected each turn. If you capture one, it's usually a good idea.
Chess is a game of strategy where you have to make plans to win, but it is also a game of tactics. Strategies are the longer-term ideas and goals, and tactics are the short-term, immediate moves you can use to gain the advantage. You will learn about many different kinds of chess tactics, moves that directly help you win material, or even deliver checkmate. But the simplest one of all is the hanging piece. A hanging piece is another word for a free piece. It's a piece hanging out all by itself, unprotected, and available to be captured for free. Obviously, you can't base an entire strategy on capturing hanging pieces, but you can sure benefit from the tactics of finding hanging pieces. Let's take a look at some examples together. In this position, it's white to move. Can you find any unprotected pieces in black's camp? The rook on a8 is unprotected. It's all alone. When you find an unprotected piece, the next step is to see if it's a hanging piece, and the way to know that is if there's another piece that can just capture that piece. So in this position, can one of white's pieces capture the rook on a8? Yes, the queen. The rook is completely hanging. White wins the rook for free. In this position, black notices that white has two unprotected pieces, the rook on d2 and the knight on a3. So black decides to attack both of those pieces at once with the queen. One way to avoid hanging pieces is to always ask before making a move, is the square I plan to move to a safe square? Or can something capture my piece on that square? Black didn't ask that question and didn't realize that white's queen was already protecting the a5 square. Black's queen is hanging. Let's take a look at one more position together. In this position, White is ready to promote the pawn currently on b7 into a queen on the very next move. And since there's nothing on the back rank, White's expecting a back rank checkmate. Unfortunately for White, White's in for a surprise. After promoting, now the queen is checking the black king, and White is expecting the rook to retreat, and in this case, the queen would just take the rook, and it would be a back rank checkmate. However, is there something protecting the b8 square? Look at that. The bishop was protecting the promotion square. White's queen was completely hanging. Now that you've learned how to look for your opponent's hanging pieces and avoid hanging your own pieces, it's your turn to practice taking advantage of hanging pieces.
Whew, sorry, y'all. I know I keep yawning. Today has been a long day. But yeah, so yeah. Hold on, give me 1 second really quickly. Sorry, y'all. There was a little bit of background noise. I was just handling that really quickly. Okay, so let me share my screen again. Okay, so yeah, so like he was saying, and like I have mentioned before too, in chess you always want to protect your pieces. It doesn't matter what piece it is. You never want to give your opponent a free piece. Okay, so yeah, and also like he was showing too, when you move somewhere, you also want to make sure, am I protected, and I've definitely done that a few times before as well, where, I'm like, okay, cool, I can take your piece, and not realizing that then my piece would be unprotected as well. So also, in addition to protecting your pieces, it's also imperative that you are analyzing not only your opponent's moves, but your moves as well. So white to move. Can you capture a hanging piece? Okay, so white's moving. I'm trying to capture a hanging piece. Okay, so immediately, like I said, I look at my power pieces first, and I already see it, but I'm going to run through everything with you guys. So first, if I move and capture this bishop right here on c5, then this pawn right here on b6, can it capture me? There's nowhere for my rook to go. So next place for the bishop to go is diagonally right. So there is a rook right here on h8 that is unprotected. So I'm gonna go ahead and capture it. Good job, you captured black's unprotected rook. White's king is in serious trouble, or is it? Find white's best move. Okay, so white's king right here is in serious trouble. Let's see here. Okay, so once again, immediately I look for power pieces. Now I could move my my queen on b4 to b1. However, that's not going to eliminate the danger. So next power piece I see is the king. Obviously, I could move the king, but in CPR, capture is always the number one step, the first step that you go through or go to. Capture, protect, and then retreat. So to just eliminate the situation in general or fully, I'm going to capture that piece, and I can do that using my bishop on b5. So moving my bishops from b5 to f1, that eliminates it. Great vision. White captures a hanging queen. Okay, black to move. White's knight and bishop attack f7. So f7 is right here. Oh, right here, this pawn. Is white leaving anything hanging? Okay, so white's knight and bishop. Okay, so the knight is hanging because the queen is able to come capture. Great job. Black captured the unprotected knight. Can white capture a hanging piece? Okay. Now, upon first glance, you might see, okay, I can take this knight right here. But the knight is indeed protected because it's protected by this pawn right here on f7. Like I said, pawns do attack diagonally. Therefore, if I move my rook right there, then the pawn is able to capture it. So, next, I don't know if it's necessarily I mean, I guess, a free piece is a free piece at the end of the day. Actually, no, I see it now. Because at first I was gonna say, okay, maybe they're talking about this pawn right here on C7. And but then I'm like, that's only a pawn, but still, like I said, a free piece is a free piece. However, that's not what it's talking about. So the pawn, or sorry, the rook on D1 can come and move there to D7 and capture that knight. Nice work. Right? White captured the unprotected knight. Okay. Now, the next thing is white to move. Can you capture a hanging piece? Okay. So all of these are pretty much surfaced around, white moving or whatever. But we did have some ones for black to move as well. So white to move. Can you capture a hanging piece? Okay. So this knight right here isn't hanging on C6 because of this pawn right here protecting it. This knight right here on D5 isn't hanging because of this pawn right here to protect it as well. Let's see. There is this bishop right here. My only thing is I'm trying to see how to attack it. Oh, okay. So yeah, now the bishop is hanging because there's nothing, no piece that's protecting it. The knight is too far away, and then all the other pieces are, far away as well. So the queen on A4 can come to G4 and capture it. Lesson complete. You're ready for your next lesson, counting captures. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go on to the next lesson. Once again, it is a video, but this one is a little bit longer. It's 7 minutes long. So we're going to go ahead and listen. Well, I'll read once again what he has to say. We'll listen to the video, then we'll get into the actual playing. So it's usually a good idea to capture something if you have more attacking pieces than the opponent has defending pieces. That way, you will get to make the first and last capture in the exchange. Make sure to pay attention to which pieces are captured. You don't want to lose a queen. You don't want to lose a queen to win 2 pawns, okay? And that ties back into equal trading, or not necessarily, well, yeah, equal, or, let me see how I can say that. Equal or, more. Equal or greater sharing. There we go. Or trading. I don't know why that took me so long. And actually, I'm going to share it this way. Tactics, share. Okay, let me come back here. And then full screen. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. So go ahead and let. Okay, so that was one of our longer videos, or one. I don't like that. Can I make it a little bit bigger? I don't like how. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna go back here. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can see what I'm sharing, so let me just do it the other way, how I was doing it. Um, Actually, I think that you guys should be able to see. Okay, so yeah, like I said, this is one of our longer videos, so I'm just gonna read what he had to say again. And then like I said, we're gonna get into the challenges. So, counting captures. It's usually a good idea to capture something if you have more attacking pieces than the opponent has defending pieces. That way, you will get to make the first and last capture in the exchange. Make sure to pay attention to the exchange. Wait, no. Make sure to pay attention to which pieces are captured. You don't want to lose a queen to win two pawns. Okay, so white has a few captures to consider. Can you find a capture where white has more attackers than there are defenders? Where white has more attackers. Okay, so let's see. So right here on E6, the bishop is able to attack right here, as well as the rook comes or is able to come and attack. Now, as far as defenders, there's only this one little pawn defending this. So let's see if that's the right thing. Okay. Excellent play. White's next capture to win material. Oh, oh my gosh. I read that wrong. Excellent. Play white's next capture to win material. There we go. There we go. Exactly. White wins a pawn due to good counting. In this position, white can capture two black pawns, a6 and d5. So a6 right here, d5 right there. So use counting and the value of pieces to win material. Okay, let me reread that again. In this position, white can capture two black pawns. White can capture, okay. Use counting and the value of piece. Okay, all right. So now to defend, okay, so there's only one. Let me see. Okay, so to capture, there's this bishop right here on d3, and it seems to be the only one. So I would get one pawn or 1 point technically, and they would get 3. Okay. Whereas the pawn on d5, I can take. Let me see something. Okay. So yeah, sorry. The thing is, like I said, when playing chess, you always want to be able to see ahead, and so that's what I'm doing. Like if you guys see me like sitting there looking at the screen, like okay, I'm trying to analyze the moves. So if I take the black pawn on d5 with my white pawn on e4, let's show you guys that. Okay, so excellent. Now make the second capture on d5 to win material. So as you guys seen, I came and took the pawn, okay, and then I was taken by another pawn. Now, once again, that's why when you play chess, you always want to know how the pieces move. So if I came right here with my knight on c3 and took the pawn on d5, I won pieces, or I gained pieces. Great job. White wins a pawn after the capture is with an excellent position. Sorry, y'all. Like I said, it's been a long day. Hopefully we don't go over time. I don't think that we will. We still have a few more minutes, but yeah. So black has two attackers on f2, a knight and a bishop. So let's stop right there. F2 right here. So a knight right here, and then the bishop right there. Okay. And white has two defenders, a king, or wait, what? I'm trying. A king and a queen. Okay. Can black win material by capturing on f2? Can black win material? Okay, so let's see here. If I come and take, let's see, so bishop and knight, they're both worth the same amount of points, which is 3 points. The knight is worth 9, the king is worth the entire game. So if I moved here with my knight on g4 to right there, nice idea. This is a good capturing one here. Okay, see, okay, let me tell y'all what I was thinking first. I was thinking that if I move my knight from on g4 to f2, that they might capture with their queen, and then I can take the queen. But that wasn't what they was thinking. So let me do that again. So I can come and capture with my bishop. Okay, now capture white's queen. I mean, it was literally the same thing. It's just kind of played differently a little bit. Okay, so even though white had two defenders against two attackers, black won material because black captured a pawn and a queen, which is a total of 10 points, for a knight and a bishop, which is 6 points. Great work. Okay. So black has two attackers, a knight and a bishop on the c2 pawn. C2 pawn, right here. Can you find a way to add a second defender to protect the weak pawn? So let's see. Did I read all of that? Let me read it again because I feel like I didn't read part of it. But okay. Black has two attackers, knight and a bishop on the c2 pawn, which is once again right there. White's queen is the only defender, which is right here, the queen. Can you find a way to add a second defender to protect the weak pawn? Now, let's see here. I already found it. So I didn't mean to say it like that. But so once again, knights are able to jump over pieces. And like that's what I'm saying. I truly do like the knight. Once you know how to use it, you good. And so what I mean by that is knights are able to jump over pieces. So with me being right here, I'm still protecting this piece right here because they move in 7 or L shapes. So in this case, 1 down, 2 over, and then it's protecting that square. Great move. White adds a second defender to the c2 pawn, so black cannot capture the c2 pawn without losing material. Okay, and then you guys, saying that, most of the videos are around 3 minutes long, we're not going to do another video simply because, I'm not trying to run over time. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. So yeah, we're going to go over this, and then I'm going to talk to you guys personally, and then we'll continue this on Friday. So, okay. So black has two attackers on h2 and is threatening checkmate. So let's see, two attackers on h2. This right here. So there is the queen as well as the knight. Can you add a second defender to h2? So once again, h2 right there, and to prevent checkmate. So now, okay, so the knight, once again, can move from d2 to f3 by protecting that square, or thus protecting that square. So lesson complete. You're ready to work on your lesson forks. So like I said, we probably would have a little bit of time, but like I said, I don't want to run the risk of, you know, not being respectful of everybody's time. So I just want to go ahead and say thank you to everyone for tuning in. And you guys, like I, say, and like I will continue to say, if you guys have any questions, be sure to comment. If you guys have any suggestions, be sure to comment. If you guys want a one-on-one, if you guys want a, anything, just let me know. Also, y'all, please don't be afraid to share, these lives and everything like that with your friends, your family, anybody, so that we can have, more viewers and more people learning how to play chess. Because as you guys know, or, just in case you didn't know, here at Macam, we do like to tie chess into life. Therefore, the better chess player you become, the better you are with, making more strategic decisions in life. And that's, our overall goal. So just to reiterate, today we went over the coordinates and, pretty much the importance of using coordinates in chess, as well as hanging pieces, capturing pieces, equal trades, and just different stuff like that. Next week, we will be going into, what does that say? Forks, I believe it was. Forks, and then whatever lesson follows that. And this is all under the subheading, I guess you can call it, of capturing pieces. So yeah, like I said, thank you guys again for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys on Friday, and yeah, happy Maca Monday, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye, everybody.